Good afternoon, curling enthusiasts. We'll be getting the 2019 Big Apple Bonspiel underway in just a few moments. Lining up the players in the warm room right now. And we'll have the bagpiper pipe them out shortly. Stay tuned, enjoy the action. We'll be back in a moment.
Well, good afternoon and welcome. The 2019 Big Apple Bonspiel Finals are about to get underway.
And we'll be focusing our attention on the A event final on the middle sheet. And we have a team from Galt, which is up in Cambridge, the Galt Curling Club in Cambridge, Ontario. Their team name is This Is Our Brier. Their skip is Peter Stewart. Peter throws lead, I believe. John Vibert will be holding the broom and throwing last. Kira Moore is their second, and Jordan Hobbs is their lead. And they'll be facing off against Ardsley 6. Team from Ardsley, skipped by Yushi Yang. His vice is Misty Zhao. Second, Vinay Gwenka. And lead is Jamie Gallardi. The team from Ardsley has played one fewer game this event. They got the short draw in the brackets. So they've beat teams from Brooklyn, who is in the finals on another sheet this afternoon. After their first round against Brooklyn, they went on to defeat Cape Cod. Then they beat a team of rookies from Ardsley, made it to the finals. On sheet A, we have the second event final. Throwing the Yellowstones is Bushwood Country Club. Got that right? Yep, that changed glasses, but that is Matt Scheiner down at the other end, skipping for Bushwood.
And they'll be playing the team from Nutmeg, skipped by Jack.
Oh, Nutmeg team is Jack Miller. His second, or his vice, is Craig Steffen. Second is Ryan Heidi, and lead is Stephen Dulski. And filling out Matt Scheiner's Bushwood team is Nicole Zahor, whose entire family and friends are all in the Czech Republic watching this game. So we welcome them to our Sunday afternoon finals. And throwing lead for Bushwood is Rob Roberts, and second is throwing Daphne Stempel. And over on the C sheet, which is off to your, which side is that? That's on your right on the screen, is the third event finals. And let's see who's throwing what colors. Orlando and Charlotte have a team called Charlando. And they are skipped by Kristen Conrad. Vice is Bill Morrison. Second is Ari Warsager. And throwing lead is, did I get that right? Throwing lead is Laura Miller. Throwing second is Ari Warsager. And they're playing Brooklyn Lakeside, another semi-local team to the Ardsley area. And that's Hillary Nigrosh. Vice is Erica Omenson. Second is Liz Johnson, and lead is Zach Aragosa.
I would like to welcome Seth Altman, who's out there watching us.
We did say that we'd have announcers. Although we didn't say that the announcers were going to have anything interesting to say. Right now, coming towards the end of the first end on our featured sheet, Yushi Yang is lining up his shot. Currently, team from Galt. This is our Brier. I'm not sure what to call them. What should we call them? This is our Brier is too long. I guess should we call them Galt? Should we call them the Stewart rink?
Yeah, we can call them the Stewart rink. We can call them Team Galt.
Okay, we'll call them various things.
We just don't want to call them late for dinner.
We don't want to call them. They're currently sitting 3 in the rings.
Let's send a shout out to Mike Spencieri, who's out there.
Mike is out there. Mike is the reason that I'm talking right now, even though I'm not saying anything useful.
Yeah, we'll be saying a lot of not useful things during this whole broadcast.
So for those viewers who are not familiar with the game of curling, the object is to get your colored stones closer to the center than the other team's stones. And this year's Big Apple Bonspiel is the second Big Apple Bonspiel that we've had in Ardsley history. The first one was 2 years ago in 2017. We had a full house, 24 teams. Last year's Big Apple, unfortunately, was out of commission due to weather. We lost power here at Ardsley Curling Club during some storm in the middle or beginning of March, and then took a while to restore, and we didn't have ice back in time for our Big Apple, but we're glad that everybody could make it back this year for our 2019 ongoing annual, hopefully from here on out. Big Apple Bonspiel. Full 24 teams from various parts of the U.S., New York State, Cape Cod. We've got, as you can see in the finals here, a team from Cambridge, Ontario. We've got teams from Charlotte and Orlando. Orlando plays on arena ice. Charlotte is on dedicated ice. So,
yeah, we also have teams from Connecticut and from Massachusetts here.
We have our Bucks County team, which, speaking of Bucks County, the Bridge Workers with Matthew Pring's team from Bucks County was the winner of the 4th event, which was our earlier game at 10 a.m. this morning, and they beat out the Namesake Rookies, skipped by Jacob Platt. A bunch of first-year curlers were playing against the probably more experienced Bridge Workers team.
And the Bridge Workers also, just a note on that, the Bridge Workers were the A event winners on the first Big Apple.
Okay, so I would say that our Namesake Rookies did a quite commendable job.
And a fine showing, yes.
And a fine showing, making it to the 4th event. I believe they beat some other St. Andrews skip teams here from Ardsley in previous games. Is that right, Joe?
Yes, they actually
did. How did that work out for you?
That worked out just fine, because we didn't have to play this morning.
Yeah, got to sleep late, I guess.
Yes, we were all sleeping in.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah, Yushi is looking to throw his last stone, the hammer for the first end. It looks like.
I'd say it's a 4. That's I 5, 6. Yeah. It's a great night. Right again, Robin. I give it positive.
Look positive.
You go around, go around. There. Go right, go right, go right, go right. Go for right, go for right. High. Hit roll. Sorry.
Yeah, no card.
So we know that Galt scored 1. We'll have to see whether they who was closer. A little bit hard to tell from the fuzzy overhead cam view here. And it looks like it is 2.
We have an updated score on sheet A. It looks like
Over on sheet A, it looks like Bushwood put up 2. And after 1, that is the score for our B sheet. This is our Brier. Peter Stewart's team is up 2-0 over Ardsley. Ardsley has the hammer again, or retains the hammer.
okay, and an update on sheet C. It looks like Charlando put up 1 point in the first half. Usually asked for a takeout.
Looks like he's going to get a takeout. A little bit of a
nice downweight takeout.
A little bit of downweight takeout. But a takeout's a takeout.
And Team Yang is sitting 1 at the moment, up on the top of the 12 foot.
This is our Brier. This is Kira Moore.
Also going for the takeout. And nice with just a little roll. Still sitting out in plain sight.
We are playing with a 5-guard free guard zone rule, which doesn't come into play if those stones are in the house. Looks like Misty is going to do another takeout. Starting to curl.
It's moving over. Jamie's trying to push it over. Both sweepers are on it.
Try to see if they can get a little bit of a roll underneath that guard.
And
gets a tiny bit of a roll, but not enough to hide under cover.
So far, the second end has been more of a hit game than anything.
Sounds like we have to either talk louder or turn up the volume, according to our fans. Yeah, I think we have to turn up the volume on our end. I think it sounds like everybody else's volume is fine. We welcome Jan from the Czech Republic.
Happy birthday, Jan.
Well, it'll be your birthday, either happy belated birthday or happy birthday coming up in sometime in the next 6 months, 8 months, whatever we have left for the year. And that's why we keep Seth around here, to make sure that our volume is audible to our viewers.
Yeah, is it better now?
Seth says it's better. It sounds better to me, too.
As long as Seth can hear us, we're in good shape.
Yeah. Although we're also not sure. It sounds fine to us in the studio here, but so maybe the volume falls off the further you go.
It could be. Could be.
Yeah, so Seth is still pretty close by.
Yeah,
the folks in Orlando and Charlotte are a little bit further, and then we might be pretty quiet by the time it gets to Jan.
Yeah, I'm sure he thinks it's a whisper at this point in time.
Yeah,
so,
probably.
Yeah.
So Jan, if we have to yell, let us know so
Yeah.
you can hear us all the way across half the world.
That is, if he does have the volume on and is listening to whatever we have to say, because you never know.
He might have a better game experience by turning the volume off or playing some music in the background while just watch the game in the background. Oh, and Mike reminds us that there's a game going on here.
Oh,
I think
there's curling here, too.
Yeah,
So
there's curling.
it's incredible.
And throwing the skip rocks for This Is Our Brier is John Vibert. And Peter Stewart holds the broom.
Right, Yushi's first rock is away. Jamie is waving the sweepers off.
Looks like it's going to be a nose hit. Is he going to get any, maybe a
And a
tiny
slight
roll
roll.
to the outside, but not much.
All right, so Ardsley's now sitting just outside the 4 foot.
Looks like This Is Our Brier is just going to take that out. See whether they're going to want to stay or... Well, or not stay, I guess is the other option.
And they roll out.
It looks like everything's clean in the house now. So Yushi drawing for 1
Or throwing for the blank.
or throwing for the blank. And our Big Apple Bonspiel is the last major event here at Ardsley for the season. Our curling season wraps up in about 3 weeks. We'll have the Pull the Plug end-of-year Bonspiel coming up in the middle of April. I don't know what the day is offhand. Do you know what the date of that is, Joe?
Again, I'm not sure
for the Big
exactly what the date of that. I can.
We'd have to actually sort of consult a calendar here.
Yeah.
Of
But,
course, with all these computers around, I'm not sure that we have any calendars handy.
Looks like Yushi is drawing for the 1, or actually it's not. It's heavy and it's going to be sailing through.
Also, was he trying to stick or was he trying to keep the hammer?
I'm not sure.
Not sure if that was just
I'm
a
sure
heavy
he was
draw.
trying to blanket at that point in time. It looked like a little heavy for Yushi.
So I believe our pull the plug is the weekend of April 12th, 13th, and 14th. And we do have another event coming up at Ardsley on March 30th in the afternoon. This is a friendly between Ardsley and Nutmeg Curling Club out in Bridgeport, Connecticut, called the Nutty Duck.
Yeah, it will be held here at Ardsley this year. 2 games plus lunch for $20. We still have some spots for the Ardsley teams. If anybody is interested, please sign up in the warm room. Or you can contact us at some point in time.
And let's see, we have a question here from Brock who wants to know when New York City is getting a better curling rink than an outdoor sheet in Brooklyn. Well, that's a good question, and unfortunately we don't control the, we don't have a monopoly on the curling franchises in the New York City area. So, but we do have several people from the Brooklyn Club and from Long Island Club that join the Ardsley Curling
and from
Club.
New York City as well. So
And from New York City.
So if you want to come up and curl, we're more than welcome to welcome you.
You can, but I mean, what I was trying to say there is that we do have regular members of Brooklyn and Long Island who join at Ardsley as associate members, so they can join in our in-house bonspiels, and they can also use the ice as practice ice.
That's true. That what we do have is we do have once a month we do have a slot set up for the Long Island and Brooklyn teams to come up and actually play on dedicated ice so they can practice and, see how less challenging it is to play on dedicated ice
right,
than arena
get a
ice.
feel for the dedicated ice. So if you're a curler down in Brooklyn and are looking to get some occasional practice and do some local bond spiels, do some in-house bond spiels up at Ardsley, contact our membership coordinator at membership@ardsleycurling.com to find out how you can join as an associate member.
And thank you for that update, Jan. And yes, the because Nicole is playing in the final, it will be the A final for your family and friends. Thanks, Derek. If you wanted to call it in, I would gladly appreciate it because I'm still tired from last night.
So, Joe, any idea when the Cool Duck 2019 is? The annual Ardsley 5 and Under Bonspiel?
Yeah, the Cool Duck should be coming up. Will be coming up at the beginning of the season next year, which would be, or this year actually, in November, the next season. Probably, I believe it's the first weekend in November. We haven't narrowed it down yet, but information will be going out over the summer. And it is one of the more popular Bonspiels for 5 and Unders. And actually, I believe this year we are trying to extend the teams to 32 as opposed to 24.
Well, last year, this 2018 Cool Duck sold out all 24 teams in about the first 10 minutes when it opened. So a lot of people, and we did have a number of teams on the waiting list. So hopefully we will get them. We'll be able to accommodate them.
We hope to. We hope to make it a major event and that we can get more teams in, and because everybody seems to have a good time at the Cool Duck. I know when I was a 5 and Under and played, it was one of the best Bonspiels that I had got to.
It's been a great Bonspiel. It's a 5 and Under. It's an open format, so any combination of men and women. It's early in the season, so teams that are looking to get some good Bonspiel practice in before some of their bigger Bonspiels, some of the 5 and Unders and 10 and Unders start, sort of more in January and February. It's a big draw for a lot of those teams. Over on Sheet C, for people that are asking, we have Brooklyn Lakeside Curling Club, skipped by Hillary Nigrosh, is throwing the Red Rocks, and that's our third event final. And they're going up against the Charlando, the combined team from Orlando and Charlotte, is throwing the Yellow Rocks. And right now, Charlando is leading Brooklyn by a score of 3-0 after 2 ends, and they're about halfway through their third end. Derek, we have operators standing by here if you want to phone in your commentary. And joining us now in the Ardsley Curling Club broadcast studio, high atop Ardsley Curling Club Tower from downtown. I think we're in Dobbs Ferry, if we're in the warm room. Or are we in Irvington if we're in the wrong
I'm not sure. I'm not sure which side of the building we're on.
Yeah, it's Dobbs Ferry.
And joining us now, let's see, that was a big introduction to Jonathan
I know.
Leung.
I know. It feels so famous and like important now. Thank you.
Well, you should be. We only let the most important people sit here and hold a microphone.
Wow. I mean, sorry, Jake. You can't hold the microphone. It's me.
But
You actually maybe skip, but you don't get to hold it.
You can hold the
holding anything
microphone
for
for him. Oh.
I'm actually not holding anything.
Well, it's sometimes we don't like to hold another guy's microphone here.
Is this like a PG broadcast? Can
We
say
try
something?
to keep it PG.
Oh, okay, so
at best.
all right, so I have to watch what I say then. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have a button to bleep you out.
Oh boy.
And we try to
Sorry if you're
appeal to a family audience.
Sorry if you're listening on YouTube. I will refrain from cursing and making inappropriate jokes to represent the club.
So how was the competition out there today?
Today we were facing Bucks County and we got smoked, to be honest. We weren't making shots, but they're a very good team. They were defending champions. We made the D final, being first year curlers, and we were very happy with what we what we did.
And this is not your first Bonspiel experience this year, even as first year curlers?
Earlier in February we went up, myself, Mike Naggs, and his wife Madeline, we went up to Rochester for the Kaiser, and that was good. We went 1 and 2 on that. And then we went up to Schenectady a couple weeks ago for the Dykes, and we made the quarterfinals in the A event. So that was they're both great experiences. As first year curlers, sometimes you don't really expect to do well, but if you, I think it's just all about experiences.
And so tell us about that double you made this morning against the Bucks County team that apparently held them to prevent the scoreboard from overflowing, it sounds like.
Well, I just listened to my good friend Jake over here, and I just closed my eyes and hoped that I would hit the double. But no, what?
So was that an intentional double?
We'll go with yes.
Yes, okay,
We'll go with
an
yes.
intentional double.
An intentional double. It actually was called by Jake, much to my surprise. But it was a good shot. And
now are you surprised that Jake actually called the correct shot, or are you surprised that you actually made a shot that Jake called?
If I get to insult Jake, yes, I'll say that I'm surprised that he even called that shot.
Well, remember that we have viewers. Oh, we have viewers up near the 40 now.
Oh.
And I like to believe that they drop off either the 000 or the 00000 from that number.
I know.
But yes, and Jake's team, the namesake rookies, their namesake.
Which, by the way, he came up with the name. We did not. That was not run by us. I'm just saying.
But they were playing on behalf of the St. Andrews Curling Club, I believe.
And what a club it is!
Shout
out to Derek if he's watching.
Oh, Derek's on.
He is.
Yes, he is.
Oh, he's got nothing else better to do. I'm sorry. Shout out, Derek.
He can't move too well. He's got his leg up, and
he's old. I mean, old in a good way.
Old in a good way, but
he's experienced.
He's experienced. That's a good way to put it. That's a polite way to put it. And but it's good to see that we have some young new blood from St. Andrews taking over the reins.
I know.
From the old St. Andrews guys who I think your team met up with in an earlier round in this event
against the other St. Andrews club. We did face them last night.
Late last night.
Late last night. I mean, we could say that maybe it was past their bedtime. That's why we won. But I was just talking earlier. It was a really fun game. Probably one of the most fun games that I've been a part of, because it was a back and forth, and we both played well. There were a lot of yawns because it came by it ended around 11:40 or so like that. But it was a long one, and I think we played well. But it was great.
It was long, and it was a fun game. And if we had to give it to somebody, we're happy to give it to you guys.
Thank you.
Hand over the St. Andrews reins to the the new generation of
That's
St.
right.
Andrews curlers.
We are trying to at least establish a footprint here at the club. So, you know, it was a good win. It was a good win for us.
Yeah, but at some time I'd like to issue the challenge at some point in time when Derek's knee is better that we try it again.
You're gonna have to run that by our secretary. We may be busy. Jake might be busy. He's a very important man. Nate is very busy. Meg is busy. So I mean, you could just send that to our representatives. You know, we'll try to consider it.
We'll have your seconds call our seconds.
Yes,
Yeah,
we'll have our people
exactly.
call
I
your
mean,
people.
yeah,
and, I think this is going to be arranged at some point in time.
Yeah,
in the future.
I think we have a challenge match coming up that we'll have to broadcast on YouTube at an upcoming date.
Yeah, I mean,
Just a grudge match.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, we need Derek here because, you know. But that was a great game that we played last night. So I mean, we were very happy with it.
And hey,
just to say that we were also very happy with it because we didn't have to get up this morning.
Yeah, getting up this morning was rough. I don't know how my other teammates were, but it's like, we didn't get out here till like 12:30 in the morning. So, I mean,
and there's still curling out on the ice there.
yeah,
Look
I
at
know.
that. Yeah.
Look at that.
And
Jeez, there is curling here.
there is curling, and Yushi just was trying to go for a takeout on a galt stone at the top of the 4-foot that crashed into the guard. And Galt is putting up another guard in front of their 2 yellows that are sitting in the 4-foot, pretty nicely.
That's
in
a
the
good
4-foot
shot.
as well.
Actually,
It's a
looks
very
like
good
they
shot.
Snuck another one in, so now it looks like they're sitting 3.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
So Yushi with the hammer here.
And yes, I am reading the comments in the chat. Derek, I called you old, but I meant experience in a good way. So.
Well, just an update on sheet A. It looks like Nutmeg has taken the 2nd and 3rd end in a big way, making the score 6-2 after 3.
And that's against Bushwood. So with his last shot, Yushi trying to, let's see, if he can. Somebody just licked my elbow.
That was not me.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know you that well, John, so.
Yeah, that's okay.
I mean, you would probably have to buy me a drink first. But.
Yeah, that's correct, Jan. It's like golf. The team with the lower score does win. It's,
So Yushi back now in the hack. As long as he, well, let's see. Not sure if he's going to try to take out all 4 of those. It'd be a tough
looks like
call.
the hammer.
But this is the hammer for red.
If I'm not mistaken. The shot
The
is
Yang
off.
ring.
It definitely looks like a takeout. It's got to come back a little bit.
Definitely looks like it's going to
Come back.
at least get 1 and roll out. So it looks like another score of 2 between Galt.
Well, so he doesn't quite get the takeout that he wanted, but does at least keep 1 red in the 8-foot and Galt picks up another 2.
Although the triple was there.
Well, yeah, the triple's always there. Lunch is on the burners. And the leftover sandwiches.
The lunch today is called leftovers.
So if you've never had leftovers before, this is a real treat.
Treat might not be the best word for it, I don't think.
Well, this will be a new dining experience if you've never had leftovers.
Well, you know, the best part was cookies. You know. I think it was called eggplant. It was eggplant. Yeah.
I think everybody's trying to decide what exactly was rolled up in the sauce and cheese, whether it was eggplant or chicken.
I believe it was eggplant, but
what are the other options?
Some Jim over here says it was lasagna. It could have been lasagna. I think it was just something with sauce on them.
There was Italian food.
There was so much Italian food.
I'd like to, speaking of the food, we'd like to shout it out to our friends at San Gennaro for the wonderful meals that we've had. On Thursday and Friday.
Also, the guy who came delivered actually backed down the 2 hills to get to the curling club, so that was actually more impressive than the food, I think.
On foot, or was he in a car?
No, in the car. It was the most impressive
the
thing.
He brought his car down all the way.
Down the switchback.
Exactly.
So yes.
Exactly. So, I mean, that was more impressive than the food, to be honest.
That is pretty impressive. Was he driving like a Cadillac Escalade?
No. I think it was not an SUV.
It was a Mini Cooper.
No, it was a small. It was a small
SUV.
With the people today, but you kids call it crossover these days.
Kids? Well, I mean, we are kids. Yeah.
I think Derek is now asking dad riddles. There must be some, old joke there that I don't remember. How do you plant an egg? Ball drawing down to the top 12 foot and
what
hiding pretty
great
nicely
effort of
behind,
sweeping on
hiding behind that high guard. I think Yushi probably can see most of that guard, so he's going to take that out. I think Yushi probably feels like he's playing a little bit of catch up right now, and he is playing a little bit of catch up. Misty putting a little bit of mustard on that shot.
Great shot here.
Sorry, Joe.
Let us get back to the curling anyway. So let's. Removes the guard, rolls.
That was a great shot by Kira right there.
is putting another one in, it looks like. It's on top of the 12-foot. And
Great shot right there.
Actually almost roll to the button.
It's right on the button. Good shot.
And she's going for a takeout. It's moving. Sweepers are on it.
It's coming
And
in.
they're off.
It's coming in. Come on. Looks good.
Looks like he'll have it.
Looks like he's going to.
Is he going to
give it a
stay
little
around enough?
Yeah.
And yes, it does. It
Nice
stays
shot.
in.
And he just stays around in
And
the
it looks like he put it under cover of the high guards up there. Well, Drew again.
Good
Nice
shot right
draw.
there.
Just to the top of the button into the 4-foot. Out of the way. It does peel the yellow rock, but unfortunately his stone flopped over and is sitting in front of the guard. So pretty well lined up and still keeping the yellow stone under cover. Team Galt's guard came in a little bit heavy. It's sitting outside the 4-foot.
That was the phone going off too. Seems like Yushi might draw down to that center one.
She's on the ice right now. Yeah. Anything we can do for you? Everything okay? Team Gold's last stone. He's coming in nicely and
Good takeout right
Nice
there.
takeout.
And it sticks.
and it looks like they're in enough to be sitting 2 at this point in time. So Yushi's got the hammer. Which he'll be setting up to throw.
Tough break for Yushi on that one.
Unfortunately, yeah, Yushi like wrecked on the guard.
Tough one.
So another 2 points for Team Gold.
It's now 6-0. Gonna have a little bit of a mountain to climb on this one.
Updating sheet A. The score of now 4-6. Looks like Bushwood brought it back a good end. It's fighting their way back.
So a quick update on the scores on all three sheets. On sheet A, Bushwood, the Matt Scheiner's team is 4 versus Nutmeg with 6 after 4 ends. On our featured sheet on B, this is our Brier team from Galt, Ontario, or from Cambridge, Ontario, from Galt Curling Club. Peter Stewart's team is up 6-0 over Ardsley's Yushi Yang's rink. And over on C, Charlando is holding a slim lead over Brooklyn Lakeside with a score of 3-2 after 4 ends. And joining us here is Jeff Greenberg.
Hello, John.
Jeff is the organizer of this Big Apple 2019 Bonspiel. Good job, Jeff. Everybody's had a lovely time. Good food all around. People came from all over the country, or mostly the East Coast, I guess.
It's like a North American Bonspiel. We have the team from Ontario.
Yeah,
It counts.
yeah. Thanks, John. Glad everyone enjoyed themselves and was well fed and had a.
But a huge shout out to Jeff for putting this all together. He's been running ragged for the last 3-4 days.
So this started on Thursday evening. 2 draws on Thursday in the first round at 7 o'clock starting time on Thursday evening, and then all day on Friday, all day on Saturday, and all day is 9 a.m. first draw, 9 p.m. last draw. Hopefully different teams in each of those draws, but the late draw usually gets off the ice close to midnight, 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, and if they're also lucky, they don't have to play the next morning at 9 a.m.
Yeah, we did have a few teams that had the unlucky 9 a.m., 9 p.m. draw slots.
Yes, that would be us. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, Jonathan. Your team
Thank you.
played very well this
We
weekend.
did. A lot of credit goes to Nate, Meg, and Jake. I was just along for the ride, to be honest, but it was a good team effort.
Yeah, I saw you took it on the chin a little bit this morning from a pretty good Bucks County team.
Yeah, we're not really going to talk about that game.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple ends ago.
Yeah, no.
Not going to relive it in the fifth end here.
I don't think that game ever happened, to be honest. You know.
Yeah, well, back to what John was saying about the long days. Luckily, Jim Mantia and I were able to work in shifts where Jim was here early in the morning every day. I came in a little bit later each day and stayed till the very end.
So to the people who don't know, like, what goes into organizing a Bonspiel? Obviously, you got there's got to be a lot of.
Well, it's more like planning an event. It's more like planning a wedding than about curling, to be honest. It's worrying a lot about catering and food and organizing times. When is everything going to happen?
So on a scale from 1 to 10, what is the frustration level? Because I know that when you were here Thursday, you were said you were sick, so that had to exacerbate things.
Yeah, I've been a little under the weather since last week. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep because of things at work as well as trying to organize
Well, yeah,
this.
I mean, I can only imagine also the stuff here too.
Yeah, so it's been tough fighting a cold while I'm also trying to do my job at work and run a bonspiel.
So with the Bonspiel, what's the most enjoyable part of it? I mean, you aren't playing, unfortunately, but you're running things, you're running around. People are always asking you to do stuff, but like, what's the best part of running a Bonspiel for you?
Just as long as people are happy, I mean, the best part is when people come off and say, "Wow, this, I can't believe how good the food is, or how much there is." Or
There was a lot of food.
We try to feed our people, our Bonspiel attendees pretty well here at Ardsley.
Yeah, no, it was a good job. There's an adequate amount of drinks too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just, I mean, and to be honest, once the bonspiel starts, they sort of run themselves. With all the volunteers we have who have been around for a long time. Seth was a big help yesterday. He was here.
I mean, we don't have
most
to give
of the
Seth
day,
too much
and
credit here.
Well, Seth knows what needs to be done at a bonspiel, so he
He's a handsome man too.
took a lot of initiative in terms of getting food out and, people just noticing when snacks needed to be replaced and just doing it on their own. When draws were over, the ice people going out and
Yes, big shout out
care of
always
the
to
ice.
our
Yeah, really,
ice crew who does a
the,
great job in these
Yeah,
events.
the ice crew, at least in my limited curling experience, a lot of not enough credit goes to the ice crew people at the different clubs taking care of the ice between draws, and especially here for the Big Apple. Tim Klein has been doing a good job. Martin as well.
If Martin was here over to do scrapes during the day, and tending to the ice all season, and our ice is in really nice shape.
Yep, Martin came in early in the morning yesterday and today, and I think Friday morning was
I
Martin
think so too.
also.
Yeah.
Dave Schroll did the scrape before the Thursday draws. Tim Klein did the scraping between the draws in the afternoon yesterday and today, and now Martin did Friday afternoon, I believe, but I may have those mixed up a little bit. But between
But again, yeah,
Martin and Tim,
great job by them.
I think we could say that a lot of people are involved, and as I think everybody knows, or probably should know, is that we're an all-volunteer organization. So everybody who's helping out on these bonspiels, this is all in their spare time and volunteer time to get things running, including the ice crew. People
I mean,
who
there's
come
some people who are just here for the leftovers.
There are some people for the leftovers.
I mean, I'm not going to name names, Jake.
Well,
I
yeah,
was going to say Jonathan.
yeah, Jonathan.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the wings were burnt. So, I mean,
They were burnt.
they were burnt. I mean, you can't listen. If
And-
we heat up
and-
leftovers.
And so few of them. And such small portions.
so small portions.
Yeah. So if any of our viewers are local and hungry,
Yeah, apparently we have a lot of cold cuts.
We have plenty of
splurged
food
on
left over.
cold cuts. So if you're watching and you have kids and you're saying, "Oh, I didn't go to the supermarket," come on down. We have cold cuts.
And Seth giving the spoiler to anybody that was planning on watching the World Women's Curling Championship
Yeah, thanks, Seth. I guess
later
I can
tonight when it was going to be on the Olympic Channel or one of those sports network channels.
Yeah, thanks,
a
Seth.
lot, Seth.
Yeah, Seth. I guess there's no need to watch it on my DVR now. Thanks,
Yeah, thanks, Seth.
jerk.
another cool thing about running the bonspiel is you get to meet everybody in the bonspiel, not just the teams
Yeah.
that you play.
Yeah, like just quickly get back to the game. The Charlando team that's
Yeah.
on Sheet C, really fun group of people. We
Yep.
faced them on the first night.
You FaceTimed them?
No, we faced them.
Oh, you faced
yes,
them.
them.
Okay.
FaceTime them. Why,
I was going to
why-
say
why-
they were sitting
like,
right here.
I know. Why would I FaceTime them then?
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be hard.
No, it would be
Um,
hard.
I mean,
We have to-
virtual curling.
virtual curl.
Yeah, the Charlando team is
They're very
new
fun.
people
They're
I had
very-
And
never
the
met
Charlando
before,
team has been
and
playing
Very nice.
with that team for several bonspiels. Two of them are from
Charlotte.
Charlotte,
Yeah,
and the
two
other
of
two
them
are from Orlando.
Right,
But
I
they get-
believe it's Kristen and Laura are the two from Charlotte.
That would be
If
correct.
I'm
yes.
And Bill Morrison and Ari Warsager
Or
from,
from
Orlando.
Right. And yeah, a real fun group. The Diamond State team that was here, I had never met them before. Another really nice group of people.
Which state is the Diamond State? Where are they from?
They're from Delaware,
Delaware.
near Newark, Delaware.
You can make the Wayne's World joke about that. You know, we're going to Delaware. You guys have
I
seen
don't
Wayne's
remember.
World?
I don't remember that one.
You guys are old, aren't you?
I don't
Yeah, well, I
remember
am.
the Delaware joke.
Oh
in
my God.
Wayne's World.
Oh, here's another old guy standing behind us. Oh, that's not the old guy I thought. Sorry, it's a different old guy.
Also, we apparently have Santa Claus on sheet A too. You guys see that?
Yeah, I'm not sure which one. Oh, it's in the red shirt and the long beard, I guess. Doesn't have his cap on.
I don't know, man. I mean,
That must,
Is that Craig?
I think that must be Craig from
Craig
Nutmeg,
from Nutmeg.
who is not unfamiliar to the Ardsley ice. I
No,
have
Craig is here
seen
quite
Ardsley,
often.
playing against us in other Bonspiels. I think he usually plays in the friendly that Ardsley and Nutmeg have twice a year with the retired men who curl on Fridays. Usually have a friendly between Nutmeg and Ardsley.
which is actually, I think that's next week. That's next
I
weekend,
think it
right?
was what day is today?
Sunday.
I think it was last week.
Oh,
No, no.
responding to
I think it was yesterday. I just saw something that I think Nutmeg won again.
responding to some
Oh.
commenters here. Mark Morrison says Bill is originally from Minnesota, where he learned to curl at the St. Paul Curling Club. Czech Center, New York. Hello, I'm going to guess that's Jan.
That is Jan. Jan is actually in the Czech Republic. He's not in the, as far as I know, he's not in the Czech Center in New York. Of New
Oh.
York. He's actually in the
He's
Czech
actually
Republic.
in the Czech Republic.
Yes, he's
And
trying to explain the how the game is played to his
Spence
parents.
wants to know, did Craig ever find his missing shoe? I believe the answer is no. He
But I mean, he
believes
is Santa.
that-
He does look like Santa, so maybe he has some elves to find it for him or
I
make him a
was-
new one.
I was actually talking to Jack Miller about that this morning. He believes that because his shoes slightly resemble curling shoes, even though they're not his real shoes, he thinks that somebody, when they were packing up their curling shoes, accidentally grabbed his shoe instead of one of their curling shoes, because there is a random curling shoe still sitting down in the changing room. So we think somebody went home with one curling shoe and one regular shoe that belongs to Craig.
Okay, we'll have to check with him again.
We're-
We'll have to
we're-
check with him later. Getting back to the action on the ice again
gonna-
for
Oh,
a moment.
They're curling out
there's
there.
They
curling
are
apparently.
curling, and
Yeah,
Yushi
yeah, that's right.
had a trying to do a double takeout or at least a single takeout and sit for shot rock, but unfortunately takes out a couple of rocks there, but leaves the Galt Yellowstone sitting on the button and
So
out
it's
counting
another
Yushi.
steal
So
for
that's
Galt.
another steal for Galt. I guess if you want to look on the bright side, Yushi retains the hammer for yet one
But
more end.
yeah, but I think time is running out for Yushi's team. Going into, I believe,
They're going into the sixth end.
They're going into the sixth end, and after 5 ends, we have
Is it 7-0?
this is our Brier team from Cambridge, Ontario, is up 7-0 over Ardsley 6, skipped by Yushi Yang.
I mean, Yushi could hope for an 8-ender here, so.
He could hope.
He could have that would put him up ahead. He only needs 7 to tie right now, and then he's still got a couple ends after that. He's still got
Seth
a
says Team Charlando is looking at a big end. Yeah. Trying to glance at the overhead cam. Looks like they're lying 4.
Looks like 4. And it may be 5 for Charlando right now.
Is it 5? I have a bad angle on the overhead
Yeah, I'm
cam,
trying
and
to.
there's a
I think
glare
it's
on
5.
It might be 5. They're clearing the rocks, so
Yeah,
we will.
it's a big end, especially
was-
going into the second half of the game right now. On sheet A, Matt Scheiner's team has made a little bit of a comeback where it looks like it's 6-6 now.
Yep, this is by far the most interesting game in
Yeah.
terms of the score. And yes, that was a 5 spot for Charlando, so they take an 8-2 lead after 5 ends.
Yep, everybody's in the just started or partway through their 6th end now.
Let me ask you, Jeff, do you own a pair of pants like some of the people like Matt Scheiner? They're wearing these crazy pants.
I own a pair of the Ardsley pants. I have never worn them, mainly because I bought the wrong size.
Bought the wrong size. You could sell them on eBay for a fortune.
Well,
I don't think you could sell them on eBay for a fortune.
I'm working to make them the right size.
Depends what you consider a fortune.
But not by altering the pants.
Not by altering the pants. Well, that means that Jeff has some liposuction in his future, perhaps.
That would be a nice quick way to do it.
Quick way.
What about you, John? Do you have a pair of crazy pants that you wear sometimes?
I don't. I have a skort.
A skort.
Yes, but it's too chilly for my legs to wear it out on the ice. And
well, see, our skip Jake actually has a couple of crazy pants. In fact, I think he owns the same pant that Matt Scheiner is currently wearing on sheet A. It's the Sugar Skulls one. I don't think I could pull that off, but
Well, for anybody admiring the Ardsley pants, I don't know if anybody out on the ice has the Ardsley pants today.
No,
I don't see
But
it.
if anybody admiring the Ardsley pants, or either fans or curlers from Ardsley, Jake is organizing a new purchase of pants and skirts and skorts and shorts
and
vests and whatever Ardsley custom made apparel that you would like from. That comes from Loudmouth Golf. Jake is currently taking orders for that, so we have extended the deadline for placing an order or for submitting your order.
And really, who doesn't love a pair of pants?
I generally wear pants.
You don't have to wear pants.
No, I don't.
You don't have to wear pants.
I do wear pants.
Though. I mean, if you didn't wear them on the ice, you'd be cold.
I mean, I should have worn them today because
Are you saying that you're not wearing pants right now?
Well, I know Jeff is between us. So
I assure you,
he's
can't wearing
see.
pants.
Oh.
Thank you. Okay, so
look at that. I did remember to put on my pants today.
To the people watching, yes, we are all wearing pants.
We are wearing pants.
Thank you, Mark. We're glad you're enjoying listening to us. We try.
Mark, if you want, you can buy also a pair of pants too, to help out the Ardsley Curling Club.
As Travis says, no shame in losing to Galt. That's true. They've sort of steamrolled over everybody in this tournament.
Yeah.
But more interestingly, a pair of Ardsley pants in Minnesota would be quite the attraction, I think.
I know.
So
I know.
Contact us.
Yes, I know.
Or souvenir Ardsley pants to wear them to the Orlando or the Charlotte curling clubs.
And more importantly, you would be helping out our club. So So, all right, if you're Yushi's team, what exactly is your strategy as you head into the end of this game right now?
You just you need a lot of guards.
Well, Yushi needs a lot of points too.
He needs a lot of points.
Needs a lot of points.
Well, yeah. So you guys obviously are more experienced. So when you're down this much and you're getting closer to the end, is it difficult to focus? Because you're down 6-0 and you're not hitting your shots or you're a little off.
Well, you got to stay composed. You got to stick to your game plan and remember the way you get points is to put up guards. Galt is gonna probably try to come into the house, put pressure on, and try to get Yushi to chase. And you have to resist the urge to want to hit what they put in the house.
Yeah. Well, I think Galt has put in a lot of stones in the house all game long.
Yeah.
So have you guys been ever part of a game where you've been down this much and then you've made a comeback? Because again, this is tough. You're down 6-0 and you're heading into the latter end.
I know I've been up this much and given up a comeback.
So have I.
Have I been down this much?
That actually happened in Rochester.
I don't know if what the biggest comeback I've ever
because
made
just from experience, like this morning when we were facing Bucks County, we didn't hit our shots and they were just basically putting stuff in the house and we couldn't hit. I mean, it's a little demoralizing. I'm speaking as a first-year curler. But
Right. I mean, that's a big part of it is just shot-making ability. You know, this team from Galt seems to be able to hit every, well, I shouldn't say every shot, but a lot of their shots perfectly. You know, they're hitting the stone exactly where they want. They're getting the right rolls. They're playing all the angles and getting
amazingly
the
doing it
angles
without cheating. So,
they want.
kudos to them on
And
that.
two of the Galt players, at least two of the players, have played together as juniors. I think it was two of them currently live in New York, so two of them are from this area, or now live in this area. But considering their already youthful age, playing together as juniors, they've been playing this game for a while. Yushi's got about 8 years experience, but starting as an adult,
Right.
curling, as a lot of people know, it's a little bit different than starting as a youngster.
If you just watch the Galt players, you can tell they've been curling for a very long time. They're Canadian, so they grew up curling.
They probably did. And if any of our viewers here are interested in our Ardsley pants or other apparel, if you are interested, you can send an email to either info@ardsleycurling.com or send an email to info@ardsleycurling.com and we'll get that email forwarded to Jake.
That's right.
Get it to the right
They
people.
are affordable. They come in all shapes and sizes, and you will look awesome in them.
And in part, the exact price will determine on how many pieces of apparel we order, so the price will come down with larger volume.
I mean, that's true. I mean, you could get them as gifts for holidays. I mean, Earth Day is coming up soon. Or is that what is the next major holiday coming up?
Easter. I think you can get a nice pair of Easter pants.
Right.
And Charlando, a nice double takeout on a couple of Redstones to sit 3 right now in the rings. You're also not leaving Brooklyn a lot of opportunity to come back here after a big 6-ender in the 5th end for Charlando. And Galt keeps putting stones into the house. Usually keeps trying to take them out and gets close, but rolls out his own or doesn't come and sit on something in the back here to stay and be able to score anything. So Jamie Garlardi getting ready to shoot.
Shot looks good coming in.
So if he can get by that guard, looks like it's going to make it past the guard, but is it going to curl too much? Looks like
might
it's going
roll
to tap
a
it out.
little
It's going to
bit.
stick in the 8 foot, and he's behind this guard at the top of the house, although a lot of space separating that. Should be fairly easy for this is our Brier for the Stewart ring to come down and draw down to
for
it.
the sit right on it to the freeze. Looks like they just rubbed off the guard, so
A little bit of a crash there, so it was a little bit of an opportunity for Yushi to get on the board.
oh, maybe I gave a spoiler because the YouTube feed's
I gotta
slightly behind
call,
the
call
live feed.
Call the shots a little bit slower.
Sorry.
That's right. So Seth is,
So here's
is
a-
not the only one giving out spoilers here.
Yeah, but that's giving it to the games we're going to watch later tonight on TV. So here's another big attraction from Mark to get his pair of pants. Mark says that he curls out of. Mark curls in Blaine, Minnesota. So Mark, we will send you a pair of John Schuster autographed pants that you can wear to the Blaine Curling Club. Now, we're not saying
Wait a
that it's going to be
minute.
that what.
Wait a minute.
Well, we're not saying which
I smell
John
a
Schuster.
scam here.
I will have it. I will give him an authorized John Schuster autograph of
Is
my
it
own.
is it the John Schuster?
It's a John Schuster.
A John
It's a
Schuster.
John
Oh.
Schuster.
Okay, so
There
alright.
are at least 2 known to be curling in this country.
I know. So, or we could ask Mark if they have any cool apparel at their curling club that we could do an even trade.
We could.
When you send us some,
I can send him a John Schuster pair of pants. He can send us a John Schuster
I
pair
don't
of
think
pants.
anyone wants your pants though.
These would be new, unused pants. These would be.
From you though. The John Schuster.
No, this is if this is. Well, this is if Mark, buys a pair of Ardsley pants.
So again, we could have a trade if Mark wants to send us some warm hoodies. Although it is spring, so maybe a nice little T-shirt, and we'll send some authentic John Schuster pants.
So Yushi is looking at. I thought they were looking at drawing through that port. I think they're looking at doubling the.
In Charlando with
Top
another
2 out.
takeout on sheet C. Got rid of another redstone there. Looks like Hillary Nigrosh, the skip of Brooklyn Lakeside.
And quickly to Mark, if you want to send a check, you can make it out to cash. We accept that too. PayPal, Bitcoin, Venmo.
Yeah, Nathan. Although Nathan might be accepting checks from other people, I don't know that we're going to trust him with
We
our
accept
finances here.
all funds here. At the
We can
Ardsley
get
Curling
you
Club.
to a more official person.
We don't
than
discriminate
Nathan.
against payments.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if I trust Nathan to.
I trust him.
Do you trust him to give you the check from Mark?
Yes.
Okay. I guess I have no reason to distrust
He
him.
threw fourth for our team. I trust him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Big shot for Yushi here, I think. Just
So
just for his confidence.
So Yushi is sitting shot rock right now at the back of the 4 foot.
Not bad coming in.
Not bad.
Okay, still sits shot rock. Sits 1 and 2 right now.
Yeah, he definitely is slightly above the Yellowstone up in the top of the house.
But
Yeah,
it
he
seems
is.
all afternoon, Yushi has been
He's been
crashing into
chasing.
some
He's been
guards here and
chasing.
there. And over in our Sheet C game, Brooklyn Lakeside draws a little heavy. Oh, that's. I still have 2 more shots down there.
I was going to say, at
So
this point,
Nigrosh
if you're
throws
Yushi,
down.
do you just guard your 1 and take the moral victory, or do
Yeah.
you still
Again,
attempt to come back with the big end?
and as a first-year curler, I just want to
this
feel.
one looks like it may overcurl. He catches his own guard, but does
Good shot right there.
just
So
gets
so
enough of Yushi.
so for Yushi, it looks like probably just an easy draw
Draw
for
for
2,
2.
and just to get on the board.
Yeah, it looks like the Spensieri bot keeps posting to our chat here.
So here's Yushi's shot. This is a draw for 2 to get on the board.
Looks good right now. The weight's okay.
Sweepers are off.
Sweepers are off.
Sweepers
It
are
might
off.
be. Yeah,
Looks like
it's going to
gonna
make
be.
it.
Looks like
Yeah,
it's gonna
okay,
get
looks like it's
there.
gonna make
Good
it.
job. So
And they're on the
Is he
board.
gonna
Ardsley
make it
6
to
is
full
on the
8? Yep,
board.
there he is. Okay,
They're on the
so
board. Nice shot by Brooklyn on sheet C right there.
So after 6 ends, this is our Brier, up 7-2 over Ardsley Yangling. And, of course, Derek, there's always a chance. Only down by 5.
Of course, there's always a chance you can cheat and you can take, someone's leg out with a broom. I mean, we don't condone that here at Ardsley Curling Club.
No, those would be illegal. But creating a distraction,
illegal.
but creating a distraction and is always acceptable. Just to
Creating distractions is something we're good at here in the Ardsley warm room.
I mean, we could always create full contact curling.
We have very large windows that rattle nicely, and
Yes, they do.
and there is a large pile of handmade signs sitting on the counter right in front of the window.
Yes, there's a couple of them that we can't really probably show because they're not
The FCC
safe.
would shut us down if we showed many of them, but
I don't think they know who we are.
probably not. But. Oh, this is the internet. We can do what we want, right?
No, that's true. Also, Mark, if you're interested, we do have a link on our website. We do have a Cafe Press website where you can get anything from T-shirts to hoodies to magnets to lunch bags. We got a whole cornucopia of stuff that you can buy to support our club. I don't think we want Jeff to run out there and drop his pants.
No, I only do that on Fridays.
Yeah, that's not exactly something you want to see. With all due respect, of course. So on sheet A, Matt Scheiner's team has roared back. They're up now 7-6 going into the 7th end.
Matt with a steal of 1 in the 6th end. After being down 6-2 earlier, Bushwood has come back with a 2, then a steal of 2, and then a steal of 1 to take the lead. Scheiner puts the bush in Bushwood, Derek says. Well, I wouldn't know, Derek.
Also, a shout out to Matt Scheiner. Actually, he's been taking an interest in at least some of the rookies here. He was giving us advice before our game this morning, which unfortunately didn't help us. But he's been a big part of our club. He ran a pretty cool skills clinic earlier this season. So
yeah, Matt is a level 2 instructor, and he does a lot. Yeah, he's known as the hardest working man in curling, Matt Scheiner.
Oh, really? Wow. But no, he does a lot for the club, and just some appreciation.
Yeah, and for me personally, also running this Bonspiel, Matt was a big help. He ran it the last time we did it, Matt and Barb Gabhart, and I was shadowing them last year with the goal of learning the ropes of how to run it, so that I could take it over this year. And then, of course, last year's ended up being canceled because of the weather, so I never got to actually see that through, and then had to take it over this year anyway. And Matt was still a very big help. He actually did the whole the draw schedule. He figured out the brackets.
So does this mean that you're going to be doing another Bonspiel in the future, trying to run it again?
Well, I may do this one again next year. I'll have to check my work schedule and make sure that I'll have the time to do it. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it again.
Would you rather run a Bonspiel or play in one? I mean,
It's. I mean, I like playing in them, but it's a different pressure. When you're running it, it's like the pressure is just making sure that everything goes smoothly. It's the curling is sort of secondary. The curling's going to happen no matter what. It's just a matter of making sure that the food is where it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be, that it's ready for the people when they come off the ice, that there's coffee in the morning, that there's...
Well, yeah, there was a big coffee controversy here.
I hear.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're contractually obligated to talk about it, but that was a big controversy on it.
Apparently there was a coffee failure yesterday morning.
Yeah, there were a lot of unhappy people, including myself, yesterday morning.
Yeah, I wasn't here at the time, but I heard about it.
While we were talking about that on the ice, we were talking about investing in a Keurig machine for the club.
Not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. It's cheap enough. You could get the K-Cups wholesale.
Yeah. For a large group of people, a Keurig, would take all day, but...
Hey, Jeff, it looks like you have a request in the comments here.
Jan, who's watching us in Prague...
It's a lot of pressure for you,
wants me
Jeff.
to tell a curling joke. Do I know a curling joke?
Do you know any?
I don't.
What about you, John? Do you know any curling jokes?
I don't know any curling jokes, but I have a treat for
he
Seth
has
here.
a treat.
I have a treat for Seth.
Oh, look at that!
This is for our Bushwood team with Matt Scheiner. So hope you're enjoying that, Seth.
Is that from Caddyshack?
Yeah, it
that
is.
clip?
That is from Caddyshack.
Let me ask you guys both.
We have the
a question. Actually, we were talking about curling jokes. What is the most ridiculous curling name you've ever seen in a bonspiel? You always hear like how sweep it is, or
the name.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, in this one, of course, we had the Plainfield team. Look how many whiskey bottles fit in these pockets.
Yeah, I mean, but that's not really curling related. I'm talking about like, you're like, I get it, like like rock the house or something like that. Like
you want to know what the
like a creative name. Like for instance, when we were up in Schenectady, we called ourselves the Stone Cutters. Well, one, because of the stone, the actual stone, and then two, it was after the Simpsons episode.
Did you do the song?
Mm-hmm. Surprisingly, a couple of my teammates did not know what the Stone Cutters were. They did not know this, and I was almost offended. I almost left the team because of that.
That should be a
I know.
capital offense.
I know. I had to send YouTube clips.
What's a curler's favorite food?
Leftovers.
Takeout.
Okay.
There's your curling joke. So back on sheet B, Yushi is
He's
sitting
lying
with
too.
two in the house. They're set up for a pretty easy double. They're staggered and pretty close. One's biting the back button. The other is splitting the top forefoot. And staggered about half a rock. So
Yeah, this definitely seems like an easy double, at least for the Brier team, who's been playing so well this entire weekend.
I agree. This is just a nose hit double, I think. That is what he is attempting. Oh.
And slightly off the nose.
Gets
He
only
hit
the
it
one.
to the left.
Yep, just over curled a tiny bit.
By the way, Nate, I did see your comment. I appreciate the Office reference. Good shot by Nutmeg on sheet A.
Yep, it was a nice draw. Right to the top 4. Pretty well covered by a high guard. Looks like Scheiner is going to attempt to chip it out.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the right call, I think.
What do you call Olympic curlers who share a room? Roommates.
Big shot by Matt Scheiner on that one. He not only got that out, but he kind of got it to roll behind that red.
Yeah, that was a nice shot.
Currently sitting shot rock.
Nate says, what do you call a curler wearing 2 sliders?
Vinay.
Of course. Yes. That's an inside joke here at Ardsley.
Yeah. Well, we'll only say that Vinay is on sheet B. That's all.
You'll know who it is. His name is
All right, so this is Yushi's last shot on sheet B. Looks like just a draw.
Oh, things have turned around on sheet B. I looked away for a minute, and now it's 2 yellow with, can't tell if that third one is
It
biting
looks
or
like
not.
the third one is biting.
Well, on the overhead cam, it
I know,
doesn't, but it sometimes. Winners are, this is our Brier from Galt Curling Club.
It's a very good effort by the Ardsley team, but they just ran into a buzzsaw.
So now who's going to be the one to break it to them that this is not the Brier?
Jeff.
I think that's my job.
Is that Jeff's job? Okay.
It's
Yeah.
Jeff's job.
Oh, because if they drove all this way, thinking that this
I
is
hope they're
their,
not expecting
this
that
is the
giant
Brier,
trophy.
and
Oops.
yeah,
Right.
you're going to be disappointed by the crowds. I mean, we have
Right.
thousands here in the stands,
They were saying
sitting quietly.
in
because of-
Canada they give out cuts of meat for their prizes. They were telling us
It's a
yesterday.
hell of a shot. I didn't mean to cut you guys off. Matt Scheiner just hit a takeout to sit 3 right now on sheet A. So it looks good for them. They are making quite the comeback.
and the walk of shame or the slide of shame of the curling
Oh,
stones back from the
trust me.
far end.
As someone who experienced this morning, it is a shameful walk.
It's a shameful walk.
Ish, you know, the goal is to have fun, but yes, it's not fun.
Well, sometimes it's when you're in those kind of games, you'd rather just get off the ice.
Oh, we had that feeling.
Yeah.
But still, as you can hear, people are clapping
applause
for
in the warm room as
Salt team comes off first.
But nothing to be
event
ashamed
teams
for by
come off the
the
ice.
Ardsley team
Ardsley team
coming in
had
second place.
undefeated the entire event, making it to the finals. Had a tough time catching up to the Stewart rink today. Playing a little bit of catch up all game. Couldn't catch them fast enough or hard enough.
So it's time to focus here now on the B event and the C event. The C event looks like it's pretty much under control for Charlando, leading it 9-3 after 7
It must be the green shirts, to be
in
honest.
the 8th.
Blinding.
The green shirts, although they do hog one. I don't know if that was intentional, whether they were just looking to take that out of play.
So Nutmeg looks
I'm
like
not sure.
I believe they gave up 3. You hear applause in the background for our
This
home
is-
Ardsley
And
team,
now
Yushi.
Yushi and Misty are coming off the ice, and good job to them.
So we know our A event winners and runners up. We know
most likely know the result on C.
I think Seth already knows the outcome of both of those other games.
Yeah,
We just have to keep him from
they
telling
just-
us.
Oh, they just hung the score for the 7th end
So
on sheet A,
So it's
and it was 3.
3
so it's
for
now 10-6.
Team Scheiner. And it looks like going into the 8th, they're just going to
Throw
throw
through.
through and force Team Nutmeg to throw guards.
So let's see, how many did Stewart's rink on B pick up in that last end?
Well, we don't know if that one was biting or not, so it was either 2 or 3. We'll say
Okay,
2.
we'll
just
give
say
him
2.
2
We'll
for
say
now.
2.
Oops. Have a total of 9.
Actually, we'll say so. What they're doing on sheet 8, throwing through, we actually had to experience that for the first time this Bonspiel. And at least for me, it was
Really?
the first time I ever did that. It's very nerve-wracking when you do that for the first time. I don't know.
To throw through?
I don't know. I never had to do it before.
Well, it's a
Oh.
confusing strategy
It
if you're not
is.
familiar
It
what your
really
skip
is.
is asking for.
So
It's like, wait, you
so-
want me to do what?
Yeah, exactly. So
Isn't
what
the point
happened
to get
was
stones in the ring,
so
in the house?
exactly. So we were there was a guard up in the center, and I was going to throw it, and it wasn't going to hit the guard, but it was close, and I was like, oh man. But yeah, Nate was like, the goal is to not hit the guard. I'm like, yeah, no, I
Well,
know what it is.
There's
but-
no harm in hitting the guard. It just
No.
gets put back.
Yeah, it just
and
gets put back,
It's the
but
same
again,
result as a
yeah.
throw through. A lot of people will try the tick shot in that
Yeah.
situation, but that can come back to bite you in the behind.
in the behind. Yeah, we can't say the other word.
I hate those tick bites on the behind.
Yeah.
Fantastic shot that goes through right there. Great shot. Right through, perfect.
Charlando continuing to put them in the house, up
They are
6 points.
they are looking to step on the throat maybe.
Charlando keeps throwing stones into the house, and
that one goes to the
Brooklyn has yet to take one of
back.
those out.
Yeah, and that one sails to the back eight, which will give Brooklyn something to.
They could just come
Come
down
down
to
to.
that.
I mean, granted, 6 is still a
It's,
tough number to get.
That's going to be a big deficit to overcome in the,
Yeah, in the eighth end.
end.
On the 8th end.
They are running out of stones. They've thrown 1 stone. They're, I don't know if this is actually. I'm not sure if they've thrown 1 or 2.
Looks like this shot by Brooklyn might be going.
Brooklyn shot looks like it's going to sit.
Yeah,
Not
it's stuck.
sheet A, we have a hogged stone by Nutmeg. So
Yeah, that's not gonna.
that's not-
That's really unfortunate right there.
Yeah, that's not what they needed in that situation. continuing to throw through. This one.
What a fantastic
Yes,
through by
just
the
enough.
Bushwick.
That one had just enough to get through.
Wow, great job.
That was sort of backline to hack weight.
It takes skill to do that.
I imagine Matt
And
will be peeling.
over on
next.
C, Charlando
We do have
has
handshakes.
just taken out Redstone, leaving Brooklyn with, I think, 6 stones left, which they technically
That's it. Congratulations to
have enough to
Charlando.
tie.
So our
But-
C event winner is Charlando. They are also, I think, the unanimous decision as the warm room winners.
The favorites of the warm room.
Yes,
Hey.
they have won the warm room.
They have brought the warmth of the South
Yes.
to Westchester County, where it's a cozy
Yeah,
3 degrees below zero outside today.
That's not true.
No,
No,
it's
that's not
not.
true. I
It's
think it's
30
actually
at all.
50 today.
It just feels that way.
Something on my way in.
It just feels that way because they left the door open right now.
Oh, okay.
It's 58.
We've been
out
told
right
it's
now.
58 degrees, so
Wow.
clearly the John Schuster is a liar. Oh, over on sheet A.
I'm told it's 57, 58.
Sheet A, an attempt to peel.
And
just
it's a
is good
peel.
enough. He does leave a corner guard there. So, a little bit of hope for the Nutmeg team.
Mark tells us that Bill and Kirsten of Team Charlando, they were the shovel and bucket champions in the Big Spiel tourney back in January. That's a interesting shovel and bucket.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We're
don't
gonna
know
have to
sure
ask
what-
Bill about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know.
but
That might be too.
It's a great
you
name.
only have 200 characters
It's
in
a
the
great,
chat
it's a
here,
great
Mark.
name. Here's some applause. That's for Team Charlando. Congratulations.
Mark, if you can explain that to everybody in 200 characters.
Yeah, seriously.
Otherwise
Over
we'll
on
have to
sheet A,
address Bill.
Santa Claus is working a lot trying to sweep this in. Good job by Santa.
Okay, and I guess Charlando is taking
take-
part in another tradition for them,
They're taking pictures.
taking ice selfies. It's only because nobody else has volunteered to take their photo for them.
I mean, if you were a nice guy, you actually would go out there and do it for them.
Should I run out there? And
No.
There they go. It looks like they've done this before.
I think they've done it before.
Well, we just had a flash on sheet A, because getting back to the curling
Oh, okay, because I didn't think he was using a flash on the selfie portraits over on
on sheet
sheet
C.
C. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a different
And,
type of flash. But
Sa-
Nutmeg was able to draw around that corner guard that was left on the attempted peel.
And Santa is up on sheet A.
And this one is cutting hard. Sweepers are trying to keep it off that corner guard, but
And Matt's going to try to sweep that out.
fortunately it
Sweep
wrecks.
it or at least roll it.
Okay, so apparently the shovel and bucket champions were the 9th event champions. So I thought that when we
I
have
don't know.
Bonspiels here and we only go to 6 events in our McKay
Wow.
Douglas was from last
Yeah.
month, 9th event.
Ninth
Ninth
event.
event.
That's
Wow.
how many teams
how
are
many teams do you have
participating
in
when you
9th
have 9
events?
events?
I have been an 8th event champion in a
Been?
spiel with 56 teams.
Another round of applause for
So
our
this
green
is for
shirt
the
team, Charlando.
team coming off the ice right now.
And we wish Bill a happy birthday tomorrow.
We do? Oh,
Yes, we
yeah.
do. We do. Bill will be 40 tomorrow.
Congratulations, Bill.
And his friends back at home and in Orlando all wish Bill a happy birthday.
Okay, 96.
96. I mean,
96
that
teams.
sounds ridiculous.
Okay, we would have to have 2 weeks worth of
Yes.
Bonspiel here at Ardsley
Yeah.
with 3 sheets to have 96
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah, that's excessive. And we have handshakes on sheet A, so it looks like Matt Scheiner will be victorious after being down considerably early in the game. So good job by Matt Scheiner and his team.
Congratulations to the well-known Bushwood Curling Club.
And
there's
do
our
have-
Bushwood gopher again.
that's right. We are quite funny here at Ardsley Curling Club.
You didn't. I noticed you did not use your MC hammer.
No, I
Icon
don't
this
have my
year.
hammer. No, because
Oh.
nobody was seemed to be confused about when the hammer was being thrown.
Oh.
So 4 different clubs. So that's just within 4 different clubs, you get 90 plus teams.
Yeah, that's wow.
That is
So this was at
That
the
would be an
Frog
interesting
Town.
bond spiel to take part of.
four curling clubs in this area. Unfortunately, we have to go about a 200-mile radius.
Well, it looks like that the Big Apple is officially about to end with all the draws ending. Congratulations to all the event winners.
Everybody coming off the ice. So our A event final, once again, this is our Brier from the Galt Curling Club in Cambridge, Ontario. Peter Stewart, the skip, beat out the Ardsley rink, skipped by Yushi Yang.
A nice round of applause for Matt Scheiner's team.
Matt Scheiner's team coming off after their victory in the second event, beating out Nutmeg, skipped by Jack Miller. And again on sheet C, our third event final, Orlando Charlotte team called Charlando, Kristen Conrad as the skip. And they beat a semi-local team from Brooklyn Lakeside, skipped by Hillary Nigrosh.
And let's not forget the D event winners. They came from Bucks County.
And of
They won earlier today against us.
That was our 10 a.m. game, and those awards were presented earlier this morning.
That's
or
right.
This afternoon.
We were the runners-up.
That was rink skipped by Matthew Pring.
Good job by them. They played very well.
They were the winners of this event the last time we held it 2 years ago. They won the inaugural Big Apple Bonspiel.
Okay. And thanks
they
everybody
were-
for tuning in this afternoon.
Thank
And
you.
we'll
All
say
54 of you, 445.
all 5,000.
We thank you all except Derek.
All except Derek. Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
Derek for
yeah,
nothing.
thanks for not showing up, Derek. Seriously.
Thanks for sitting
Yeah,
at home
where
and
are you,
watching
Derek?
Yeah, I know. Boo.
Derek is sitting on his couch
Oh,
at
look at me.
home.
I have a knee injury. Oh, wow. Why don't you suck it up and be a man?
And with that, we'll say good evening from beautiful downtown Ardsley Curling Club studios, high atop the Ardsley Curling Club tower in downtown
Ardsley.
on Hudson.
Yeah, that's why it's Ardsley.
Ardsley
yes.
on Hudson.
And that's Ardsley, New York, by the way, in case we have any other town people. We keep saying Ardsley,
That's
but we never
right.
said
Oh.
that this is New York.
Yes, we are in New York State.
Please stop by and come see us.
We're
And
about
check us out.
15 miles north of Manhattan.
And check us out on ardsleycurling.com for upcoming events,
Yes,
which will
please do.
resume in the fall when our season resumes.
That's
We're all
right.
for the summer, so good evening and good curling.
So long.
Take care.